Yeah.
What's going on, y'all? Welcome back to Going for Two. I am Q1 Humphreys. I know I've been a bit inconsistent over the last week, but as you can probably hear through my voice, I'm dealing with some sickness. But I said, fine, man, I got to keep grinding. I got to come on here and talk about what's going on with these Mavericks. So excuse me if I'm coughing. I'll probably cut out all the coughing, but I want to hop on here for sure and talk about this Mavericks and Nico Harrison situation. Before I do that, make sure I hit the subscribe button, man. We're currently at 265 subscribers. Our goal is to hit 1,000 by this time next year. I can't do that without the help and the support of you guys, man. So hit the subscribe button. Let's get right into it. So Shams Charania just announced that after a tumultuous, really 10 months or so, Nico Harrison is on the way out. He traded away Luka Doncic, brought back Anthony Davis, and really trashed Luka Doncic in front of the media, supporting why he made the trade. Didn't talk to nobody before he made the trade. And it all culminated into him losing his job today as general manager. Something that I feel like should have happened a long time ago, or maybe a couple of months prior, but he was given grace due to just luck falling their way. The Dallas Mavericks won the draft lottery this year, ended up with the first overall pick, took Cooper Flag, and it looked like, okay, this thing might have worked out. Because if Luka Doncic is healthy, you don't get the first pick. Their roster looked really good as well, but of course there were some things you had to worry about, which was namely the injuries. And with all that, plus just things not working out with the Mavericks, I feel like this move had to be done. It had to be done. The Mavericks lost last night to the Milwaukee Bucks, who dropped to 3-8 on the season. They're at the bottom of the Western Conference, and this is something that you did not expect to see from them. I've said on this channel several times that the Mavericks are a dark horse this season, but they're all dependent upon health. And as we are 11 games of this season, they have not been healthy. Mainly, Anthony Davis has not been healthy. He's missed, I want to say, 6 or 7 games out of these first 11 games. And, there was a picture that just posted of him. He looks really, really big, and he looks out of shape. And if he's coming back to play at the weight that he's at, he ain't going to play too much more anyways. And I look at the Los Angeles Lakers. I look at Luka Doncic. Luka Doncic is averaging 40-point triple-double dang near right now. You know what I'm saying? I think you look at the Mavericks team. You look at the Mavs and you say, what is one thing that they need? What is one thing that they need? I think they need a Luka Doncic type player. A guy that can really just be dominant on the offensive end. I know they have Kyrie Irving, but Kyrie Irving, as great as he is not a Luka Doncic. Nowhere near Luka Doncic at this point of his career. And you look at how both of the trajectory of these two teams went. When the Lakers made the trade last year, they jumped up to the 3rd seed. When the Mavericks made the trade last year, they fell down to, I want to say, the 10th seed and barely made the play-in and almost made the playoffs, but they didn't make the playoffs. So I think it was just too much of a risk. I don't understand, like, Nico wanted to be the smartest guy in the room. That's what I feel like I've seen. He wanted to be the smartest guy in the room, and he showed that when he took media after the Luka Doncic trade, talking about how defense wins championships, talking about how Luka Doncic work ethic wasn't good enough. I said it on the channel right after the trade went down. I said it on the channel, man. I said it. If Luka Doncic doesn't have good work ethic and he's still averaging a 30-point near triple-double, then we're gonna deal with that. We're gonna oh well. We're gonna deal with the low work ethic, because him at a low work ethic is still a top 5 player in this game. Facts. You trade for Anthony Davis. Anthony Davis has played 14 out of 46 games for the Dallas Mavericks. That's bad. That's really, really bad. We're almost at the point where Cooper Flag, who just got drafted this summer, is gonna have been played just as many games as Anthony Davis had. Anthony Davis got in the team back in February. It's not good at all. It is not good at all, man. So yeah, Nico Harrison he's gone. We'll see what the next guy that comes into Dallas does. What do I think Dallas has to do? They just got to get healthy. get healthy. I'm not saying pack this season in, but you're not going to compete for a championship. I love Kyrie Irving. Kyrie Irving is my favorite player in the NBA, but I don't think he can come back. And no matter how great he plays, this team's not going to be a championship contender. It's not going to happen. It's not going to happen, man. Not even, I don't see it. Anthony Davis has not shown us that he can stay healthy for the last 4 or 5 years at all. He hasn't shown us. So I cannot believe in that. Klay Thompson's been inconsistent. You know what I'm saying? Derek Lively's also out with injury right now too. So the Mavs they're just falling apart. What do? I say, hey, you have your first round pick next year. See if you can get lucky again. This is a very deep draft. I know we're only 11 games in, but this is a very deep draft. See if you can get lucky again. Add another piece or possibly trade that pick to bring in a solidified guy that can come in and help your roster today. But I want to talk about Cooper Flagg's struggles as well. Cooper Flagg last night probably had maybe one of his best games of the rookie season so far. Finished with 24 points. Had a tough layup against Giannis to take the lead before they ultimately lost the lead. But I think Cooper Flagg has ultimately been hampered by the lack of depth at the point guard position, according to Jason Kidd. Because they started out the season playing him at point guard. And I love Cooper Flagg. Cooper Flagg's really talented. He's a Swiss Army knife kind of guy, but he's not a guy that I would have running my offense at 18 years old. No, I'm not having that. I'm not having my 18-year-old guy who's never played point guard run point guard for me. I think that hampers his development. And we've seen him actually play better since they took the ball out of his hands and allowed a D'Angelo Russell or a Brandon Williams to come in and be more of that point guard guy. So I'm not writing the will. You can't write the will on a guy that talented this early. I think he's still going to have a really good season. I think he's going to get better as the season goes on. Something we see with rookies a lot is that they start out slow, adjust to the NBA game, and then right after that All-Star break to the end of the season, they're playing the best basketball that they played. I think that's what's going to happen with Cooper Flagg. Kyrie Irving, of course. I think they said he's ramping up or trying to get in close to being able to start ramping up. I think he'll be back around maybe December, maybe late December, early January. You know what I'm saying? We'll see what happens with that. But man, you look at the little teams in the West, man. It just don't look. It don't look like the Mavericks can really stand a good chance. And Nico Harrison, man, he absolutely dropped the ball. I just don't understand how you can go from the finals one year to just shifting at all. Absolutely just tanking your timeline by trading Luka Doncic away and bringing in Anthony Davis. You know what I'm saying? Anthony Davis, I'm not saying he's trash, but the fact that I'm talking about Anthony Davis like he's a super duper downgrade just shows how good Luka Doncic is. You know what I'm saying? I feel like you had the formula. You make the finals. You have Kyrie Irving and Luka Doncic. You had who they have at 3? I think they had Derrick Jones. You had at 3. And you got P.J. Washington and Gafford. And you got Lively off the bench. You bring in Klay Thompson, who, yes, Klay Thompson's not the greatest now, but he can be a contributor off the bench. You know what I'm saying? That's who Klay Thompson can be, for sure. But man, oh man, it's just not at all good look for the Dallas Mavericks. Not at all good for Nico Harrison. I'm interested to see what the next guy that comes in does. Because you're not getting Luka Doncic back. And I think it's going to be tough to get a Luka Doncic back, period. But we'll see what happens. I'm not going to say that guy is in the worst position of all time because that team is still, I think the roster is still pretty good. It's just about getting guys on the floor. But man, let me know in the comment section your thoughts on Nico Harrison. I'm sorry my voice sounds crazy. I'm sorry I'm dealing with some sickness right now, y'all. But I wanted to hop on and talk about Nico Harrison and Dallas Mavericks. But until next time, going for 2, we out of here. Yeah.